very last show in the old man cave. We're shutting it down. We're gutting it out. We're repainting it, fixing it up, and getting it ready for next year. So this will be the last show of 2019. It's been a great run in this old studio, but it's time to get her fixed up. Plus, fantasy football. I knock off Joe Pardini. He's out of the playoffs. Plus, we're getting down to the wire. We're down to the last 6 games. Who's going to play out? Who's going to make it in? Who's going to make it in the wild card? We're going to discuss all that because we're not going to be back until we're deep into the playoffs. Plus, anything else you want to talk about in our reflection of our time in the old man cave. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, in studio, player to be named later, Mad Mike, Danger Davis, and Leland Freeman. On the phone, Chuck Licata of K-Max Sports. And maybe some other friends that'll stop on by. Let's get things started, shall we? For the last time ever, in the Man Cave, in this configuration, I'm Mike Allen. This is the Radio Man Cave, and you are now on the air.
The views and opinions on the On the Air with Mike Allen show do not reflect the views and opinions of any other content on Fort Kick-Ass Productions. The following has mature content. Have fun.
Hello, everybody. For the last time in the Man Cave in this configuration, please welcome everybody here in the studio. We got Mad Mike over here. We got the Sky Marshal. Player to be named later. The producer. And on the phone, Chuck Licata. How you doing, Chuck?
Good. Can't believe this is it for the year.
The old man, this is it, man. This is the last show. We will be back on the air January 6th. Is it the 6th?
The 6th.
So, and this will be totally redone in here, and hopefully, the plan is that we're gonna gut this place, rewire everything so we're not tripping over wires, paint it so it's not so dark and gloomy, rearrange some things in here to have more room.
It's the 9th, actually.
The 9th?
Yeah, the 6th is on a Friday.
So the 9th, it'll be the Monday after New Year's. So when is New Year's?
New Year's is on a Saturday.
It's on a Saturday.
Or Sunday, sorry.
Well,
Sunday.
you know,
It's on a Sunday.
I guess we could come back the 2nd.
I mean, the 2nd would be a Monday.
Yeah?
New Year's on Day.
Oh, wait, no, it would be the 2nd.
It'd be the 2nd, right?
Apart from being a shitty producer, apparently I can't read either.
You don't know what a calendar is?
And I'm looking at
You
it.
do not know how a calendar works?
Oh, wait, nope, that's December. Yeah, you're right. January is the 6th. I'm gonna shut up now.
So when's the Monday?
20 and at the back.
The Monday before that would be the 30th.
That's why we're on the 6th.
Yeah.
Because it's New Year's Eve. And I'm not doing it. I'm driving New Year's Eve because I'm making money.
Yeah.
I won't be here, so.
I am making money.
You're going to need that.
I'm going to Oklahoma for... Or wait, no, I'll be back.
Boo, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
You're going to
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma for New Year's?
For Thanksgiving. I'm
For
getting
Thanksgiving?
my
Well,
days
that's
mixed
this
up.
week.
Yeah,
That's this
I'm
week.
getting all my shit mixed up.
So you're going to be gone for an entire month?
No.
Fun
Well,
little fact.
you didn't know that the month of December existed, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've just been advertising it since July. You know, they have the Christmas
Yeah,
trees
pretty
up.
much.
They have the Christmas trees up even before summer starts.
Tell you what, if you're...
Oh,
Where?
wait, no, I will be gone. I'll be in New Orleans.
You'll be in New Orleans.
I'll be in New Orleans. I'm going to a
For
wedding.
on
you
New
sure?
Year's.
I'm positive.
The
On
wed-
New
Positive.
Year's.
I come back
the wedding of the Saints winning the division, correct? Is
something
that
like that. I gotta go to my...
I know you too well, Patty.
Hannah's brother's wedding.
Somebody's having a wedding on New Year's?
No, they're having the wedding on the 29th. I'm just gonna be there for that.
So you're gonna see your eventual brother-in-law get married. To see
Yeah.
your eventual
Why would
On
you
the
have
weekend
sister-in-law.
of New Year's?
of New Year's.
He's eloping or whatever. Him and his fiance.
Well, if they're
If they're
eloping,
eloping, then why does it
They're
matter?
bringing.
Then
their
why are you
family.
going?
They're bringing.
That's
their-
not eloping.
That's not eloping.
Well, I don't know.
You don't elope with the family. Chuck, help me out here. Do you elope with the family?
I don't think you elope. with
Usually
it.
eloping isn't even planned.
Today.
Huh?
He gets the date wrong for New Year's. Now he's eloping to a wedding What's up with Patty?
I don't know.
Lord.
I really don't know.
Well, I just answered the question. He's actually going to a Saints game. He's not going to a wedding. That's a terrible excuse,
Well,
Patty.
of course.
Come
Why
on.
don't you just
Come
say
on.
you're going to the Saints game?
Why don't you say you're going to the Saints game?
Why all the dancing around? I mean, the Saints are good. It's not like me where I have to lie if I'm going to go see the Lions because it'll be embarrassing.
Yeah, you got a point.
Are you really? Are you going
You know
to the
what I'm
Saints
saying?
game?
No,
You wear it as a badge of honor, Mark.
yeah.
I'm really going to a wedding.
Somebody's having a wedding
Hey,
and
Mike.
then someone's getting eloped.
Someone's eloping with their
They're
family
having a-
present.
Well,
Yeah.
Eloping is when you sneak off to get married without anybody
It's
knowing.
where
They're
a
kind of like
it's
sneaking
where
off.
a
They-
mommy
they
and
wanna
a
keep
daddy
everyone-
who don't know each other very well are very drunk in Vegas, and they decide to just throw it all
Yeah.
to the wind. And
Or
it's
or
something
they
you
don't,
could do.
or they don't want to spend tens
could
of
do that,
thousands
man,
of
but-
dollars on a ceremony and they show up at a justice
Exactly.
of the
Yeah,
peace. They
See-
say, sign
see, your
here,
mother
sign
and I-
here, you're married.
Technically, your mother and I eloped, but then the folks that were her company, she was in the army. My ex-wife and I were both in the military. Got wind of it, so our eloping turned into a drunken night of revelry.
Sounds like fun.
yeah, I mean that.
Where
Why would you do that to grandma?
I-
Why would you?
I don't know. Well, it wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. You know, it wasn't planned to be a full-blown thing, and it just, we were going to come
That's right.
back. We came back and had receptions for grandma and dad, and mom and dad, and then had another reception
That's
in
neat.
California.
All right,
So we were just going to go down to the courthouse
there you go.
and just do it. But then, it's like, what? No.
Fair enough.
And pretty much, I paid for the dress. I paid for your mother's dress, which was $60. It was an old prom dress. That's all we, I mean,
Paid for the booze.
at the end of the day, as long as the act was done, we didn't really care about all the other stuff. And
That's fair.
everything else in that wedding was paid for by my fellow battery mates and my friends that were there that stood
Yeah,
up
yeah.
for the wedding, and then they all wanted to be bridesmaids and.
They made it a thing.
Yeah, well, not that we needed an excuse to
They're like,
drink.
let's drink.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, hell, don't funk up my back scratcher
Yeah,
with
you're
this hair
gonna
funk.
He's trying to
you're gonna
expose
spread
my
the
bald
contagious
spot.
bald.
God dang, man.
Yeah.
You're produking the back scratcher.
There.
Baldinitis.
So, Chuck, did you see that I knocked Joe Pardini out of the playoffs?
Yes, in fact, I was going to ask you, when are you going to take a trip to the indomitable and absolutely incredible Scranton Wilkes-Barre area?
I want to, but now he's all mad at me, and somehow he had to choose between winning $10 and beating me in fantasy football, and he chose to win $10. So I don't know how that correlates or anything, but all I know is that Baker Mayfield had 25 points as he lit up the Miami Dolphins.
It's not.
Well,
Dolphins.
yeah, but
Did better
everybody
than,
lit up the Miami Dolphins.
Well, everybody but
Beating
the
a group
Cowboys.
It's like beating a group
Dude,
of
hold on.
toddlers.
Can we talk about how the New England Patriots barely beat the Cowboys?
Barely beat them, but they beat them.
Yeah, well, I
They
mean,
still
like,
barely beat them.
barely. I was watching the game. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, the defense showed up.
I
and
don't
the
watch a
offense
lot of
didn't.
football, but I'm pretty positive this specifically isn't supposed to be happening.
Yeah. Well, but and they were talking about this, and they had like one of those round tables. It was on ESPN, and they were going around, and who was it? God dang it! Who's the running back that they have on the NFL show? Chuck,
Which one?
the ESPN one, ESPN NFL Game Day. Is that
Running
dang
McFadden.
it.
Is that the guy from USC that got disqualified?
No.
Is
Chargers.
Reggie Bush?
The Chargers.
Yes.
It's not Reggie Bush, is
Reggie
it?
Bush was a saint.
LaDainian Tomlinson?
Like Damian Tomlinson.
LT?
LT,
How
yeah.
can you not remember LT?
I just didn't. Well, I've been out working.
Well,
in my
it's
car
because I
all day.
remember
That's fine.
Lawrence Taylor as LT. That's
So
how most
anyway, so everybody was going around. Everybody was going around breaking down that game, talking about the Patriots. They're not the Patriots of old, and now Tom Brady's showing his age, and he only threw one touchdown pass, and blah 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 blah. And if it weren't for the fact that the Cowboys only kicked 3 field goals, blah blah blah. And here's LT's like, guys, they're 10-1. They don't have to beat you by a lot. They just have to beat you.
Plus-
And every week, they beat you. It could be ugly. It couldn't be a blowout. It doesn't
win's
have
a
to be a
win.
blowout. They
I
just
mean-
need one more point than you do and get the win. And they've done that 10 times this year.
It's like the 49ers. They would have been undefeated if their kicker didn't choke at the last moment.
But they're still 10-1.
They're also
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
10-1.
And they put
it's
a
not
holy...
like college football, which is based off of a ranking system. A win
Yeah.
win. It's like
Which
what,
is getting more ridiculous by the week.
it's like what Vin Diesel said. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
That's right.
It's not how you run the race.
And
how you finish.
Parcells put it
Yeah,
best.
but you don't barely beat the Cowboys and then just like be like, oh well, we won. I'm like,
Well,
what do you-
yeah,
well,
they still
yeah.
look.
What do you-
I
I
mean,
mean,
they,
yeah,
need to
they didn't
improve
look
on
good.
some stuff.
I can understand why it wasn't like much of a passing game. It was windy AF and
Oh, it was raining, pouring. Yeah, it was
and
New England weather.
37 degrees, and they're just like, yeah, we're not passing.
Yeah.
this.
Hey, that was more like Pittsburgh weather.
Yeah.
Chuck, do you agree with me that the Cowboys would be in much better shape if they did not re-sign Zeke and got a different running back off the draft? Because Zeke is not being impressive at all, so it's putting a lot of pressure on Dak. And so between Zeke underperforming and the defense underperforming,
You know, the defense is definitely underperforming. What's his name? Colin Cowherd perfectly dissected the Cowboys defense, and everybody's having good games against them. I really, I'm not sure, and obviously this is for the panel, I'm not sure that Zeke is actually being utilized as best he should.
his runs
I
are fairly
think the
one-dimensional.
Cowboys' offensive plan is not utilizing all his talents as opposed to him just not performing well, because it was pointed out last week that in their game last week, they were throwing a hell of a lot more, and they weren't using him at all. So, I mean, you guys
Yeah.
tell me, are they,
Well,
is he just not good, or are they not utilizing him? Because I really don't think they're utilizing him.
here's what I think. I think that at the beginning of the season, when he held out, that Jerry Jones holds grudges. And just by the play calling alone, he's trying to rely on Dak and the receivers and not Zeke in a running game, which I think is a huge mistake. And who's the other running back for Dallas that they use? Pollard. And
Yeah.
and they're both, you're paying a running back that much money, and the number 2 guys running as much, getting as many carries. I don't know what the hell's going on with that.
They need to do
Okay,
some better
so-
money management.
So real quick, for you guys,
I think they're doing just fine. They got,
the
what,
issue
a
with
$2 billion
yesterday
stadium?
in particular was the fact that you've got bad weather, you've got running weather. I mean, come on, guys, we've seen it here in Texas. When
Yeah.
it's bad weather, you run the football.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did not run the football.
No, they
And
didn't.
that leads to Mike's point, which is perfect. And that also tells me either Jerry's in Garrett's ear about, look, we need to continue passing, or Garrett's an idiot and trying to pass because they did not use or execute their team, especially their offense, as best they should in those weather conditions yesterday.
Yeah,
Nope, not at all.
they didn't. They didn't. And the Cowboys are not a good team. They're just not a good team.
They're just okay enough that they're going to have terrible draft picks because they're 6-5. They're going to get the participation trophy win of the NFC East. But
They're going to
haven't
get
even-
blown out in the first round of the playoffs, and
Big
then they're going to be middle of the road draft picks, and they're not even going to be able to capitalize on that.
That's
so.
if they even get there. I mean, you got other teams. I mean,
It's-
Oh, they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah,
they'll win the East. The
Yeah,
East
I
is
mean,
the worst conference out there.
the Eagles are-
Absolutely the worst.
Eagles are
So-
what,
They
5 and
haven't
6,
even
and the
beaten a team that has a winning record right now. I think it said they're like 0-4 against winning teams since,
Yeah.
since they started 3-0.
And I'm watching this Ravens-Rams game with everyone else here in the studio, and the Ravens are just absolutely demolishing the Rams by the run game.
Did anybody in the league pick up Lamar Jackson? Who's got Lamar Jackson as a quarterback?
Daryl has Lamar Jackson.
Wow, what?
So funny.
So he picked Lamar Jackson when Lamar Jackson wasn't even a starter.
Lamar Jackson was the starter at the beginning of the season.
Oh, was he? Oh,
Yeah,
last
he
year. It
was
was last year he stepped
yeah.
in. Yeah, last
No,
year he stepped in.
he had the pick right before me, and I was gonna snag Jackson, and he got him right before me. But
See, that's why you know what? You've been exposed, Chuck.
I'm in first
Mr.
place in the
Mr. Fantasy
entire
Football. You got
fantasy
lucky
football
last year
league.
and got Gurley and Mahomes.
Well, I got lucky this week.
And just rode that pony all the way to the
I was about to lose to Oki, who hasn't been able to log into his thing since week 3. I tried to help him fix it, and there's nothing to do about it. But he was beating me 95-70 going into this game, and I picked up Hollywood Brown off the waivers.
Wow.
Last night I had Woods, who was inactive last week. He had a family issue, so he didn't play. So Daryl dropped him. I picked him up, and then Daryl told me, "Hey, he's probably not gonna play." So I dropped him, and that was the only player that I had to go and try to find somebody. And I just saw Brown on the waivers, picked him up, and he's put up almost 20 points, 4 receptions, 37 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Ingram's already over 100, so I'm gonna stay in first, and I'll be playing you next week, Chuck.
Yep.
Bring it, baby. Let's go.
Well, the projected playoff bracket as it sits right now, Patty's getting a first round bye along with his boss.
Yep. Fish City.
Coach K is going to go up against Team Adams, which is Johnny Bumpus's wife,
Yeah.
Heather, who's our paranormal investigator, and we're going to start doing that next year too. We're going to, in my head sometimes when I get anyway, I'll talk about that later. And then you, Chuck, are going up against Clinton County Clash, and I don't know who that is.
That's his buddy.
That's your buddy.
Yep.
Yeah. So right now that's what it's looking like.
I mean, it could still. Let's pull up the standings real quick.
I mean, that's pretty. I mean, there's not anybody close, really. Joe's out.
Other than me.
Davis is out. I'm out. I'm 3-8.
I'm winning.
Well, if
Brown and Oki are out. Joe's out at 5, and they're
they're even
That's it.
if Chuck loses next week, he'll still have more total points that he's scored than Joe.
Yeah.
No,
Joe's
couple
out.
hundred,
Joe's
So-
5 and whatever, so he's out.
The only real thing that can change is
How much we owe.
who's gonna get a bye. Well, I
Well,
think
our listeners might care about it. You're over there talking about guns and stuff. I hear you talking.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Well, Daryl's gonna
relevant
Daryl's gonna get a bye regardless because he's up 2 games to Chuck, but Randy, Heather, if I were to lose next week and they won out, they'd be tied with me. So it all just depends on the points.
Yeah.
So
If you will lose next week.
we'll see. I gotta tweak some stuff. Dude, this week was just absolutely awful. Russell Wilson didn't even break double digits. He only put up.
It was horrible.
Yeah, he only.
In fact, if you looked at the Packers, Rodgers and Adams, Rodgers and Aaron Jones in the first half. Rodgers had 0 fantasy points, and Jones had 0.7 in the first half against San Francisco. It was unbelievable.
You know what I've noticed, Chuck, is that it seems to be the mid-market teams have had the most success on the field in the past few years, and that the big market teams they seem to be making more money than they know what to do with, so they don't really care about wins and losses, such as the Dallas Cowboys. And the same could be said for a lot of these big college teams too. Texas football, for example, they don't care if they win or lose. They're still pulling in millions of dollars in sponsorship money and ticket sales.
Look what
and
the Jets defense did.
Jets and Giants,
I
big
took
market teams, the Bears, the Packers, they're all garbage. I mean, with the exception of the perennial New England and San Francisco, it seems to be basically the mid-market teams that are dominating this year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look what the
Baltimore's
Jets
the
did.
best team in the AFC.
Yep.
I'd say, but
Hey, Lamar Jackson's last year's Patrick Mahomes. This year's Patrick Mahomes.
yeah.
Exactly.
I just
And-
wanna-
Great.
And it's gonna be the Ravens and the New England Patriots in the AFC to see who goes to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I think the Ravens might pull it off.
They've beaten them once.
They beat it barely, but they beat them once.
I mean,
I just like
New
wins a
England's
win.
going to need if New England loses
Bird
another
teams.
game,
Bird
Baltimore moves up into first in the AFC, which means they would be playing
home field.
Home
They would
field
get
across
home
the
field
playoffs. Yeah.
for like the first time in I don't know how many years because it's always been New England with home field advantage.
Yeah, well, the road to the Super Bowl goes through New England,
When
so
was
you
the
have
not
to beat
this
them.
year.
Yeah,
When-
I'm telling you, they're going to be in the mix.
When was the last time the Ravens were in the Super Bowl? Was it when the 49ers?
Played the
It was when they-
49ers.
that was
See,
back when
that's what I'm
Kaepernick-
thinking. See, now I go back to the whole WWE is this thing fixed? Because the last time the Ravens were in the Super Bowl, they were playing the San Francisco 49ers, and both of them look to be on course to be in this Super Bowl. And it's always like the same pairings. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
the interesting thing about that year, everyone was saying it was going to be the Manning Bowl, and it turned out to be the Brother Bowl. You had the Harbaugh brothers as coaches of each team.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I just hate the 49ers a lot. Like, out of all the cities, they literally are in the actual shittiest city to ever exist in the history of ever.
Santa Clara.
And I just,
Even Detroit?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's
I
so
don't- I
shitty
don't
they're
think
not
they
even in
have,
San
like-
Francisco anymore.
Yeah,
They're,
I
what,
don't-
40 miles south? They moved to Santa Clara.
At least
Gross.
we're not Detroit.
I hope they like.
Well,
fall into
Detroit
the-
used to play in Pontiac, which was 35 miles outside of Detroit.
They actually moved back to Detroit, and then
Yeah.
the Silver Dome turned into an amazing,
The Rusty Dome.
amazing wreck before they demolished it. And
Yeah,
since
I
it was,
got to-
and since it was Michigan, it
I
took
got
like
to
2
go hang
attempts.
out. I got to walk around in it.
Randy's
That's awesome.
Randy's chiming
many
in on the
domes are out
chat.
there
He
now?
says the Ravens will dismantle the
Fixed?
Patriots.
Fixed domes or retractable roof? I mean, what's considered a dome? I don't think
I
there's any.
mean,
I don't think there's any.
Legit dome.
I don't think there's any bubble domes anymore.
New
No.
I
Orleans.
demand more kingdoms.
No, New Orleans is hard. Hard. The roof's hard.
Oh. Hard.
It's hard.
Yeah, but
It's hard to keep out the rain.
Fixed.
I'm telling you, AFC.
I don't
is
think
gonna
there's
be the
any, is there,
Pats
Chuck?
and the Ravens.
I think the last one was Minnesota.
Bubble domes.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
And it collapsed under snow, so they went.
Demolished it.
Yeah,
they demolished it and built a better one.
It was Pontiac, Indianapolis, and Minnesota.
And
Yeah, man.
Atlanta. The Atlanta.
That dome in Minnesota collapsed.
Atlanta was fabric, but it
Collapsed
wasn't
quicker than
inflated.
than the Lions this year.
Wisconsin.
Minnesota.
Let's see.
So last week in our picks, Mad Mike got if the Ravens hold on and win. Mad Mike only got one wrong.
God,
He
I need to
picked,
have him make all
he
my
picked
picks.
the
then.
Colts, the Steelers, the Seahawks, Redskins, Patriots,
Colts.
Saints, Falcons, who we all picked,
Then he has two.
and then the Ravens.
Colts lost.
Wait, the Texans won, didn't they?
Yeah, that's 2 picks wrong.
no.
The Texans won? I thought no.
No, the
the
Texans.
Texans
Yeah, the
won.
Texans,
Oh, the Texans
came
did
back
win.
at the end to win
no,
it.
never
2017.
Well, either way, I'm still really good at this whole picks thing.
Yeah, you
Bird
did.
teams.
Bird teams.
Except for
Literally my
Atlanta
rule
because
of
they're
bird
Garbo.
teams.
That's what that's what he does, Chuck. He just picks the bird teams.
Bird teams.
So two, and all the rest. I got 2. You got 2,
What do I got?
3, and Leland got 3 wrong. And
Oh,
Chuck,
yeah,
you didn't contribute last week,
'Cause,
so
yeah, I took Green Bay. I thought that was going to be an upset.
Everyone picked the Falcons.
I feel that we should have more bird teams in the league.
What, Davis? If you could have another bird team in the league, what would the bird be?
The seagulls.
What about like the pterodactyls?
That's the dinosaur.
But it's still like a.
I'd like
know
to
what?
see like the pigeons.
So they could shit over everybody?
I mean, Philadelphia could change theirs. They could be the Philadelphia Pigeons because they
The
suck.
pigeons or the ducks,
Pigeons would be pretty cool.
the
No.
quackers.
Dallas should just become like the Dallas
The
Pigeons
shoe-bill
because they
storks
shit
would
on
be really
everything.
cool.
Yeah, the storks would be
Yeah.
good. Pelicans. Well, they got a Pelicans NBA team.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
They do have
Like-
the Ducks.
Speaking of the Ducks, you know, Taylor. Have you been to the Taylor gym?
I have not.
Okay, so the gym.
This is their new
Taylor
high
Ducks
school, right?
Gym. Yeah, and the gym, you walk in and you see written across the wall, once a duck, always a duck.
Yeah.
The last time I actually
Always.
stepped
No reaction.
foot,
Sorry about that.
the last time
I
I
thought it was
stepped
kind
foot
of weird,
in
but,
Taylor
you know, I guess that's just me.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, I'd say the last time I stepped foot in the Taylor gym, they were actually playing donkey basketball,
and
which was like,
that was the old high school.
yeah, that was probably
last
one of
time I was in the old high school gym. I was announcing
What's
a
donkey
professional wrestling match.
You ride a donkey and try to play basketball.
All right, now I feel like you're just making a joke.
No, they got it.
they-
Look it up. Google
Yeah.
it.
Are you serious?
No, it is.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they have this. They have these. They bring the donkeys around and they get teachers to ride the donkeys and play basketball.
Was
we did
there
that.
a donkey show?
They got a cool
so it was a
little
donkey
downtown
show.
in
It was a donkey show, basically.
Yeah, but just not weird and disgusting.
Not the Mexico style Tijuana.
Not
donkey
Boytown.
show.
Not Boytown.
Not the oh my god, what am I watching type.
Yeah, we'd have ruined donkeys for everybody.
Well, Joe's not calling in because he's mad.
He's butthurt.
Which
About
basically means that I have to contain myself because he's not going to be the loudest guy is not here.
I already turned your mic down.
I could tell.
I was wondering why it was so quiet.
I was like, wait a minute, why is this? I mean, you have enough volume as it is, so I went ahead and fixed
Yeah.
that.
Texans are divisions leaders.
Yeah.
And they have the same record as the Chiefs. Unbelievable.
Well, the Chiefs have been pretty subpar.
Well, the
this
Chiefs
year.
have had a lot of injury, and
Patrick Mahomes just isn't really.
he was
performing to
injured.
what
Now
did
he
last
was
year.
out for the 3 of their losses.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the Chiefs are one of those teams.
God, I hope he was-
People remember them better than they actually are. Have they ever even been to the Super Bowl lately?
Chiefs, no,
Not lately. But
Not
they've-
lately.
They've won a Super.
Nope.
They've won the Super.
they
Bowl
won
before.
Super Bowl 4.
4.
Super Bowl 4.
1970.
Yep,
Beat Minnesota.
yeah, that was Minnesota's first Super Bowl loss.
Can you Photoshop
Yep,
some more
Otis
hair in there for
Taylor
me?
down the sideline for a long touchdown pass from Len Dawson.
Yep,
Send that to Hannah.
Hank Tram was their head coach.
Yes,
You're
sir.
killing me, Whitey. You're killing me. We're just gonna keep matriculating it down the field. That was one of his quotes.
See, I'm
Well,
gonna
we're
get
not
like
going to do picks for next week because we're not going to be here. But,
Right.
thought we
I
were
would-
going to be here to help out.
well, you guys will be here. We're not going to be on the air. But,
Wow, Davis, that does look bad.
holy shit.
Wow.
Better go get a yarmulke. Right now, the division leaders in the AFC East: New England, Buffalo, New York, and Miami. And you know what? I can't find our preseason, so I'm gonna have to go back and listen to our preseason things. But I pretty much think everybody had that. I might have switched New York and Buffalo for the AFC East. The North: Ravens, Steelers, Browns, and Bengals, who are 0-11. Cleveland has an outside chance of making a wild card if they win out. And
They
I
got to
think,
beat Pittsburgh next week.
and I
Ain't
think,
gonna happen.
and I think the only game, well, that's going to be a premier game. They're going to be showing that game everywhere. It's in Pittsburgh too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Yeah, it's in Pitt. You know that game's going to be amped. But you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
but you know, something I want to point out after that whole incident. One, if you kick me in the Julies, I'm probably going to get up swinging too. So I'm not saying that what Garrett did was correct. I'm not saying it was just. I'm not saying it. Well, I'm not saying
it was justified, but in the heat of the moment.
But in
try
the
to
heat of
yank
the moment, I
someone's helmet off
understand the
and
reason.
Kick him in the dick.
Yeah, I understand the reason. But,
And what's of interest is other commentators are not pointing that out either.
no, you got kicked in the.
We're the only show that I think
He
is
got
pointing
kicked
that
in the
out.
junk twice.
Yeah.
I just think.
And
it
then the
was a very
fact that like
loving
Rudolph
embrace.
himself like didn't own up to
No,
his
nothing.
actions.
Nothing.
He
And he
blamed.
didn't get any fines,
he
suspensions.
No, he got a fine. I think he got like a 30. I think it was like a $30,000 or $50,000
And if
fine,
you
but
know
he
if-
didn't own up to his actions. He went and he blamed the hit on Schuster that knocked Schuster out. He blamed a whole bunch of other things, but he didn't take
No.
account for his own actions.
No, he didn't.
Started it.
Go ahead, Mike. What would you have to say?
Oh, I was talking about their loving embrace as they were on the ground, and how he
Well, here's-
acted in a fiery heat of passion.
Well, here's the thing. If Rudolph would have just laid there, all he had was he was just laying on him, holding on to him. If he had just laid there, it would have been a penalty,
A penalty.
Yeah.
and nobody would have got kicked out. There'd have been no swinging, no nut
And there was
shots.
like 8 seconds left in the game.
And there was 8 seconds
It
left in the
didn't matter.
game. Yeah.
That's not as fun. Okay, so remember when we were talking about saying that the NFL's rigged? They literally did this on purpose to bring in some excitement into the game.
It's like, oh, we want those last seconds to be.
Well, I'm not buying that it's rigged, but
Next, you're gonna see guys getting hit with chairs and stuff. It's gonna be pretty cool.
You mean the XFL?
we're gonna have Monday night ladder games.
Yeah.
Jeez, 42
Yeah,
to
the
No
Super
6
Bowl.
plays barred.
Huh?
The Super Bowl's the bowl is going to be replaced with a to the death cage match.
Cage
Yes.
match. Yeah.
Just stick all the quarterbacks in there, let them all
where,
fight, then
I
the
mean,
wide receivers.
This right? That's what it's going to be replaced.
Yeah,
with. Eventually.
it'll be a no holds, no plays barred, caged field match.
No flags, no refs.
Touchdowns count anywhere. No time limit.
If the refs try to
the touchdowns are going to be in the top corners of
Yeah.
the cage, and they have to climb up the
Oh
cage.
no,
to
not
get
the
to-
cage, the stadium. They have to actually run through the crowd.
But that's outside the cage.
Yeah, they got to be in the cage. It's
They
a
gotta be in
cage
the cage,
match.
man.
Mike.
No, no,
They gotta
just
be
put
in
everybody in the
They-
stadium.
No,
That
no,
son
no.
of a
They
bitch
need to be in
shut.
the cage. And if
Two
the re-
teams enter.
It's not as fun.
Yeah,
Two
it is.
teams enter. One man leaves.
And if the
I see what you're
refs
going.
try to throw a pass
100
interference,
104
they get
bodies?
body slammed.
Well, you know the kickers ain't gonna last, but
The refs
a
are
couple
just
of
there
seconds.
to drag out the bodies.
Yes.
Has anyone ever played NFL Blitz?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say
Nintendo
steroids are
64, that
extremely
game was
important
amazing.
too.
Why is everybody talking over Mike when he talks?
Because Mike, embrace your inner Leland and be a little louder.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Be
Mike.
your mad
Talk
self.
for a minute. Let me turn you up.
Yeah, he's gonna turn you up.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
Is that
get
it?
it.
Yeah. Wait. No.
Is that it?
Maybe.
That's one good.
Well, don't talk softer.
He's
Talk
getting-
normal.
yeah, he's talking softer.
Yeah. Maybe I just.
Just
I
give
don't
the guy a big stick.
know. Yeah. A bit.
There you go.
Yeah. So, I think one of my ideas to.
Because it's like as soon as you start talking, people start talking over you.
It's absolutely rude, and I find it morally abhorrent.
Garbage.
Go ahead.
It's hurting my feelings.
It's hurting your feels.
Yeah. But I think so. My new idea is to revitalize football, right? Obviously, lots and lots of steroids and drugs. Like, I need them to aerosol cocaine and spray people with it. And then I just want them to, like, go at it. Just like, ah!
Oh, like 90s football.
Yeah.
The
But,
cheerleaders,
like, way cooler and mandatory mustaches.
yeah, the
Mandatory.
cheerleaders can just be strippers from Chicas Bonitas.
Yeah.
Strippers must
And
have
you
ankle
and you
bracelets.
have shoulder pads that are at least 6 feet wide.
If the strippers don't have ankle, if the
If you-
strippers slash cheerleaders don't have ankle
They're,
bracelets,
Yeah.
they're all,
No.
there are no pads.
If you score a touchdown, you have to do a shot of rumble.
It's not an ankle bracelet. It's an ankle monitor.
ankle monitor.
And
There
the
you go.
cheerleaders need to
Ankle
be introduced
monitor.
by a strip club DJ.
Yes.
No.
And now.
No,
Yeah.
the whole
Boys,
game. The whole game will be
yes.
announced by a strip club announcer.
Leather helmets.
We need to make this
And
happen.
Jerry Jones sucks.
Yeah. And Epstein didn't kill himself. But anyway,
So true.
Facts.
$2 dances.
let's take a quick break because we have a promo to show. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you can follow me on Twitter at @MikeAllen_OTA, hashtag it Radio ManCave. You can chat on the live show if you're watching live, or you can chat in Mixler if you're listening live. Send us a little shout out. We'll give you a shout out over the air. But we have some young ladies that are trying to put a movie together, and they're gathering the funds to do so. So we're going to watch this and come back after the break. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Radio Man Cave. You're on the air.
Hi, my name is Paulina Manso. I am the writer, director, and executive producer of Aurora.
My name is Katusha Robert, and I will be acting in this film and also co-producing. We would love for you guys to join us in making Aurora, which showcases female filmmakers and Texas talent.
Our story begins with Aurora. She wakes up in a very unfamiliar and vast landscape. As she navigates through this surreal place, she encounters what seems like memories. First with her mother, whose approval she desperately seeks, and then with her lover Philippa. As she begins to remember, we get a peek into a not-so-distant future. Aurora's story is a stunning glimpse of unconventional love, pain, and the mysteriousness of science. Many of us struggle with the need for approval and love. We've all felt this. Your support means the world to us. Your generous contributions will go towards paying actors' salaries, travel and lodging, catering, and quality rentals so this project can look as good as it can be.
And if we don't reach at least 80% of our goal, we will not get greenlit. So we really, really need your help.
No donation is too small. So thank you so much for watching, and please follow our journey on Facebook and Instagram.
And check out the perks.
All right, we're back. Go ahead, Davis. You said you had something.
Oh yeah.
Because Black Friday's coming up. Black Friday. We got it. We got a plan.
Yeah. Well, no. So on Amazon, you can buy.
Turn your mic on,
Oh.
douchebag.
My bad, I turned it on. So yeah, I was looking at like Black Friday deals, and everybody already likes to, make fun of me because I spent $400 on a Lego Hogwarts castle. Alex,
Oh, you did what?
You didn't know that?
you didn't hear that? Or we'll
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
that.
What's that?
We'll tell that story after I.
You spent $400 on Legos?
Yeah.
That's actually cheap for Legos.
It's actually not that hard to do, but at the same time, we were building guns at the time, and we were like, "Yo, hey,
Yeah,
bought
they
these
were
parts
mad.
yet?" And he's like, "No, I bought a Lego set."
Yeah,
was
I
like,
hadn't finished my
"What
AR.
the
But
hell is
all right, so
this?"
back
He's
to
throwing his gun out of
the
Legos.
thing. So on Amazon, you can get the Ultimate Edition Lego Millennium Falcon for 40% off. So instead of paying $800 for it, I can only pay $400. But Hannah
And your
said,
production-
Don't you have a wedding to
And your
save up
produ-
for?
and your
yeah,
production
Hannah said I can't buy it.
and your production company's trying to scrounge funds to get 4K cameras. So
Oh, I mean, I'm not buying it. The only reason why I'm not buying it is because I don't have
He's gonna
anywhere to
He's
put
gonna
it.
pull a
But
2K12 patty move and steal it.
But it says a lot about how bad Star Wars Episode 9 is going to be that they're already discounting
I
the
mean,
merchandise.
I really want to crap in his Lego Hogwarts
Oh, don't worry.
castle.
When we go live in January for that entertainment piece, we're gonna review. That's gonna be my bit.
Star Wars.
I'm gonna do a review on
Me
on
crapping
Star
in-
Wars.
Oh,
Hogwarts
got
castle.
Disney Plus, by the way.
Oh.
The Mandalorian, awesome.
It's not Kathleen Kennedy. It's
Can't
actually,
really understand it, but yeah,
It's got the Marvel guys running it, according to Midnight's Edge.
Yeah,
Yeah. happy.
yeah.
Happy
Fergie.
Happy Hogan.
Kevin
Yeah.
Fergie.
John Levereau.
What
do you Did-
mean it's you don't understand it?
Kevin Feige and John Favreau.
He
yes.
just does. I get you.
Well,
You're up to date with it, right, Alex?
I watched it, and
This is where he's gonna say he doesn't like it.
well, no, I mean it was entertaining.
You watched it?
Yeah,
It was
I watched
just
all 3
entertaining.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, you watched it. What else?
I don't know.
He's
You don't know?
he's a bounty hunter.
What about it?
I know he's a bounty hunter,
That's all there is really right now. You don't know that.
but he doesn't
much.
take
What
his
is it?
helmet off. He
What is-
doesn't.
They
don't
don't do
understand.
that.
They
How
don't
do they
that anymore.
eat? How the hell do they eat? Is he a robot? Is he a
It
cyborg?
has an opening underneath it.
Isn't he a
Have
clone?
you seen what they eat in Star Wars?
Yeah. Have you
It's
seen
not
what
like
they
he's
drink?
Like, damn, I'm about to slam on this baconator. Too bad I can't take my helmet off.
Well, that's what I'm
You
thinking.
could possibly
Oh,
eat a burrito.
We've got
perfectly fine.
on the live chat. Andy Hugh, bricks and minifigs is where it's at. Save on used Lego sets. Thank you.
Bricks and minifigs.
Yeah,
oh yeah, in
bricks and
Austin.
minifigs.
What I used to do is I used to just take random bricks and actually build buildings, from memory.
You know what I used to do?
My parents did this really cool things where they would get me Mega Blocks and be like, "It's the same thing." I'm like, "No, it's not.
No,
the
it's
same
not.
Thing.
Actually,
I'm
Mega
7 years
Blocks.
old, and I know it's not the same thing."
Yeah,
Have you
that's
ever
why
tried
I
to
would
put
just.
a four
we
brick
got,
on
didn't
a.
we got you some Legos, didn't
No,
we?
you'd buy
Yeah,
a
you
Mega
got me-
Block.
You got me. No, I like.
I know because
threw
I
a fit
stepped
about
on
it
those
you.
fuckers.
Yeah, and then
Oh!
adequate.
40 minutes in, and stepping on Legos memory. You
So is it like
triggered
a
the
thing?
F-bomb.
Remember
what is it-
connects?
Like, why does it matter if we say the F word or not?
It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
mean,
bit, man. Roll
Because
with it.
I would have to
It's a
bring
bit.
my Legos over to the house.
We're just keeping track.
Hey, at least we can have you guys
Something
confused.
for
At
the
least we can have
audience.
you
That's
confused
right.
when
That's right. I
children's
just was
programming
like,
gets
Well,
stupid.
because-
are we not allowed to say it? Or something?
No, well, here's the thing.
Trying to be
Every time I
professional.
have guests on, or that I invite guests on, they always ask, well, what's the level of how, screwed up can I be? And I'm like, well, even though we're not sanctioned, we're not covered by the FCC or anything like that, I don't want an unwatchable, unlistenable show because every other word is an F-bomb.
The
That's fair.
FCC
So,
won't let us be.
I don't know what it was about 3 or 4 shows ago after we went live.
Scorsese gets away with it, but
Who was on here? Somebody was on.
Yeah, well, that's Scorsese, buddy.
Either somebody
We're-
was on the
we're-
show or
we're
it was one of
5
you
dudes
guys.
sweating in a room.
That,
There's somebody
it was Joe. Joe Pardini had called in, and every other word was an F-bomb, and I had to correct him on it. And then somehow it became the marking the time for the first F-bomb dropped on the show.
Word. All right.
So it
So
became
back to
it
what-
became a bit. So
What were you just talking about?
yeah, became a bit.
I was just
Legos,
curious,
stepping
'cause
on
it's
Legos.
Like, shit, like,
well,
can't
shit.
say the F word. Everyone's freaking out.
No, it's
Didn't really
it's
understand.
just a
That
bit.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Got it. Try to say.
Hey, as long as we
hold
only
off on
say it
saying the F
once,
word
it's
as
still
much as possible.
Hey, under the Motion Picture Association American guidelines, you can say it once, and it's still PG-13.
True.
That's true. So we're PG-13.
But you can't have you can't
Judgment
combine
Day,
that
yeah.
with a lot of nudity. It's only one or the other. So
Or-
sorry,
or-
Davis, we dropped an F-bomb. You
Or
have to
use
keep
it
your
as a
clothes on.
certain.
Can't
Is it
get
as,
it.
as an adjective or a verb?
We
where
don't
you're
get-
describing something.
We don't get to see Davis with his shirt off.
Damn it.
Wait, what?
Well, that's cool.
So about those 4K cameras.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is going to be pretty exciting. It starts almost immediately. Of course, I got to get through this week, and then next week I'm going to start dismantling this place, getting rid of clutter. Getting rid of a lot of stuff in here that just needs to be gotten rid of. To be
Like
honest
this
with you,
desk you're making me use.
this desk over there,
It's garbage.
and
I don't like it.
I was either we can either construct a place for you, or move that other desk in here, or find another desk. That's
I'm gonna
smaller.
look at desks.
But we're gonna move
It's-
some things around and
it's
just
been a
have
very
more room.
Profitable month.
Yeah,
so.
have more room in here for the production crew, and eventually move out into the space, which would be a living room if I was married, but it's going to be the studio because I'm not married, which means I don't have to ask permission to do any of this
You
because
have
my
to ask
roommate
us.
is a dog, and Mike.
I was about to say that's a very
Yeah,
rude thing
I
to
was
say
like,
to Davis.
wow.
Wow.
So
rude.
so I don't need to ask you permission to do anything.
You
so
pay
anyway,
rent, Davis.
I
And you're a
mean,
dog.
not until I actually build a Ford Kick-Ass in there. Because
yeah. Well,
me and Alex are having a Ford.
we're gonna discuss that.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that.
It's
You
gonna
need
be
a
cool.
trebuchet.
Yeah, Fort. Yeah.
But Alex and Davis will be, or Danger will be in here running the show and producing the show, which will be cooler because we're going to drop some more AC ducts in here and upgrade the TV so it's not emanating, heat into the room.
Get a 4K TV.
And we're going to it's just going to be cool. And so throughout, we're going to film it as we do it. That way we'll have a little bit of something to show what we did and everything. And when we launch live, we'll either start the show in here, which might happen if we don't get the big room done or we don't get the cameras put together. But it's all a work in process. But the first thing to get fixed is in here because that also goes hand in hand with the upgrade into the sound booth, which I'm now using to make money.
All right, idea for a show. Just build a Lego castle with Patrick's help. and we could
Like time lapse.
yeah, but you
So
could
it only covers like 2 minutes,
yeah, no,
but
no,
it
no,
actually took a week.
no. Build like this.
It took
giant-
50 hours, but we
Yeah.
showed the
It
took
video
50
in 30
hours, but we-
seconds.
we-
That's what the
You're gonna
cat,
make
my
the
We
heart
whole-
edited it into 30
You're
seconds.
gonna make the whole set out of Legos. I mean, Patty, of course, has like plenty. So
Yeah, your desk. Yeah, that's gonna be all
Lego
Legos.
desk.
So don't step on it or it'll hurt.
yeah,
The floor tile, Legos.
castle. Maybe I'll poop in it if it's made out of Legos. I actually threatened him with
Here,
that.
you need to help me out over here. I'm
amazing.
losing
I'm surprised
control.
you haven't built a Lego toilet.
This is why I said that we should just move it all to the big room and have no more discussions about it. But now you're having a discussion of whether or not you're going to have a Lego castle full of shit. So I'm trying to help you out here.
Hey, well,
Davis is gonna have to.
and I
acquire
tried to
the
explain to
Legos.
you that we can't move everything out to the big room because this only serves as a broadcasting point one day out of the week, but it is my recording studio every day out of the week. So
You can run a cable to
I
that
don't
son of a
want to
bitch.
run 30. I don't want to have to walk that far.
Can't you just? Hey,
You
Mike.
don't be walking in here anyway.
Mike,
No, I walk from here to there after I adjust all my sound. I walk in the booth. I don't want to walk all the way out there.
Why don't you move the booth?
I'll
board
tell.
into the-
No.
into the,
You know anything about acoustics?
No.
Do you know anything about acoustics?
Actually, I know a lot about
Out there,
acoustics.
it's not going to be as
I'm not
bad.
really appreciating your tone. Not just kidding.
Hey, Mike, how about you just play the dad card and?
I already did.
Well, obviously
this,
it didn't
this,
work.
This is going to be my performance space the rest of the time of the week. Plus, when we start producing other shows for Fort Kickass Productions, this needs to be a set place. We can't have all this out there and then be able to do what I've envisioned to do. So
He just doesn't want to be in the same room as us, Alex. That's what it is. He wants to keep us in here. and
So
out
it'll
there.
be well, producers. You'll have cameras. You'll still be part of the show.
Real quick question.
Leland
where's-
and Mike will be out there
Oh,
with me,
okay.
and like a little side table, and he's gonna have.
They get a cardboard box that says Fort Kickass.
What do I look like? a
Mike's
cat?
gonna be in an old refrigerator box that we find on the side of the road somewhere. We're
Eating
just gonna
his beans.
we're just gonna be.
He's
we're
gonna be
just-
eating
he's
beans.
gonna be poking his head out the
Taking
eye
a bean
slots.
bath.
Could you hand me another one of these? Sure.
Gene.
So, but it's going to be cool when it's done, and we're going to have bands be able to come in. Comedians will be able to come in and perform, and actors and actresses that have movies. We're going to be showing movies. Of course, we're going to provide content. I've been wanting to do a series called Notes from the Man Van, where I go and profile different places to eat and stuff like that around Austin, kind of like a diners, drive-ins, and dives, and we'll be premiering that both on Notes from the Man Van page and Fort Kickass on YouTube. So
Lit.
yeah, we're excited about this, man. It's just gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Chuck, you still with us? Oh shit!
Wow.
I forgot to unmute him. Are you still there? Chuck?
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Right here.
We went to that video and I had to mute the. Could you hear everything?
Yeah. Yep. All good. I heard everything.
So, what do you think about the
I heard
direction we're going with the Radio
I
Man
love it,
Cave?
man.
And I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Say that real quick?
I think it's going to be cool
Well, I think
when it's done.
what people have to realize is we're talking about, I won't go into the client name, but we're talking about bringing a multinational athletic governing body show to the studio. I mean, we're going to do a demo, and if that demo goes well, there's a good chance that we'll get a 6-month, year-long contract to do that from that studio. So
From the Man Cave. Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that'll help us get better cameras and better equipment. And of course, the goal for all of us is to get, make some income out of this. Put something back in our
Exactly.
pocket. I mean,
Get Davis.
player to
some
be named
better
later is
attire.
driving 25, 30 minutes up here every Monday night. Davis,
47 minutes.
47 minutes on the tollway or
47 minutes
no tollway
on I-35.
on 35.
Ain't got time to pay for that.
Davis, he's got
Davis is waking up.
Yeah. We need a.
he and instead of going to the HEB, which is on the way,
Sober?
goes to Target on the way.
No, that's me.
Yeah, danger.
Yeah. No, see, with a viable income, we can get Mad Mike here some reasonable attire.
No.
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 I mean,
But my attire's gonna change.
I'm
mean,
just saying,
this
we
is
all want to
actually-
look half decent.
This shirt's actually pretty
Yeah, how
solid
am I
shirt.
the best dressed
I mean, that's the
person?
cleanest shirt
JSC
I've seen him
surplus.
wear in a while.
He's wearing
yeah.
my
I was
shorts.
going to
This is a
say,
pretty
how
good
am I
shirt.
the best dressed person in the room? I'm usually the worst.
I
Alright,
thought
Charlie Sheen.
my shirt's pretty lit.
All right.
You have the
All
Charlie
right, two
With
and a
the
half
bowling
men over
shirt.
here. All right, the bowling shirt.
Yeah, we just need to get you like a scotch in your hand or something.
There you go.
I mean, honestly, we all need to pitch in and get Mike some new attire because he wears the same losing banner every Monday.
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
I mean, This is
At least Davis. At least
get a
Mad
Red
Mike's
Wings
team
shirt
wins.
Hey man, I roll with my team. I roll with my team.
How about a
Yeah, but it
Pistons
doesn't mean
shirt?
your
Sorry.
attire
Yeah,
should
yeah.
suffer as bad as the Lions.
Well, I know, but this
You know,
is the last time I'm gonna wear this shirt.
this is the first.
This is the last time we're in this space
we
in
gonna
this
burn it?
this
Hey,
configuration. We're not gonna burn my shirt. I'm gonna wear it when the Lions play. I'm just not gonna wear it for the show. And
What if they play on Monday night?
well then I'm gonna wear it.
We need to get you a new shirt.
Get me a new Lions
Yeah,
shirt.
new
yeah.
Hey, it could be
it
worse. They could
says
be
at
the
least
Bengals.
we're not Detroit on the back.
No, don't do that.
At least we're not Detroit 60.
Tell you what, you guys want to get me a Lions shirt that I can wear? Get me a jersey. Get
That,
me a
we already
replica
discussed
jersey.
this.
No,
We're
we
gonna
already
get you
discussed
one.
Grown-ass men wearing jerseys is weird.
How
No.
about a Lions?
I'm a
helmet?
weird person.
We've already discussed this because you're trying to reach your weight goal and stuff like that.
Oh,
We're gonna
yeah.
get you a jersey, but the jersey is gonna be in the size that will fit comfortably when you reach your weight goal.
To be
That's
an
fair.
extra large.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so we'll get you an extra
that's
large.
And it's gonna be a number 16.
That's fair.
It's
I
gonna be
can do
number
that.
69.
And look at it this way: once you
It's
meet
gonna be
your,
fine.
once you meet your weight goal, I can actually put more fuel in the airplane. Go for it.
Oh
Is that a fat joke?
man!
Leland also told me just now that you're not allowed to wear Lions attire in the plane.
No, that
in
he
fear
he can wear
of
the Lions.
there being a
attire.
massive failure.
In fair, we took off fine and we landed. We were going to land fine, but we found a way to fail.
But somehow.
No, we
Somehow.
just tied.
As long as y'all don't go up in the air in
Just
December,
tied.
you should be good. Because the Lions have real trouble in December.
And they have trouble. The Lions are a good team. They just have trouble in September, October, November, December.
All right,
So they're good in the
Leland,
preseason.
don't take him up in the air on any of
Really
those
smart.
days.
Just
I'm
those
just
months.
bad at taking
The
tests.
rest of the months, they're fine. Just those
keep-
months: August, September, October, November, and December.
Yeah.
You can take him up during
Take those
preseason.
months out; they do great.
Wait, so they do well in minicamp.
Exactly. All the way up until they kick off the first game, they're great.
Actually, they didn't lose the first game, and they didn't lose the second game.
Every game they play is a loss
Pretty much.
for the American people.
They actually had a winning. They actually, in Mike's defense, they actually had a winning record this year for about 2 weeks.
Chuck, I can't believe you're not in here helping me take this abuse.
I mean, we
It's
could
the
talk
last
about the Steelers,
Huh?
but
Pile it on.
it's
Let
more
'em
fun
pile
to
it
make
on.
fun of the Lions.
Man, I thought you'd want to come in and be in the man cave for the last time in 2019.
And have to deal with us?
Yeah.
Chuck's
Seriously.
smart.
True.
Right, exactly. See?
He's like, I have to
Patty
see
got something
Davis.
right tonight,
So it's
for one.
Hey, I'm gonna the other thing I got right is I'm gonna win my game and I'm gonna stay in first place. So
Oh, geez.
you're in sixth.
Okay, now you're fantasizing again. Come on, back to reality. Let's go.
I still got it. We still got to get together. No, hold on. We still got to get together for barbecue.
I've been waiting, man.
That you keep. Well, you
I've been
keep
waiting.
putting it off.
No, I'm ready to go. I've been telling you for a month now. Let's go.
Yeah, Mike.
So
What
we'll
were-
get-
what
Okay,
were we
Chuck.
waiting on?
Okay, Chuck.
Well,
Were,
with
okay,
winner,
Chuck. Were
which
you?
would be me, and we'll go do it.
Which barbecue place have you picked?
Liberty Barbecue in Round Rock, wasn't it?
Nah, you need to go out to
Yeah.
Snows.
Does it snow there?
Yeah, I'm not driving an hour to get barbecue.
That
I'll
was
drive
that
20
was.
minutes.
Hey, the amount of drive time was not in the was not stated when we signed up for this. You just said you'd buy.
So
us a
you're
barbecue
driving?
Plate. I didn't say that. It
So
wasn't
you're
in-
driving.
It could be.
I mean,
worse.
if I win, yeah, I'll drive,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna order a bunch of barbecue. It's
It
gonna
could-
be
it
No,
could-
you're gonna get one plate.
It could be
That
worse.
was the
It-
deal. Not
I
how
know.
much. Not everything you can eat.
It's-
Plus,
no, it-
plus walk out of there with 2 bags.
No, it's
Oh,
gonna be
that's,
like
Salt Lick.
Mongolian grill, but like a barbecue plate. However much I can
that
pile on
sounds
that
so
plate,
good.
you know how amazing.
No,
that
you're
is?
that's
gonna
Salt
get
Lick.
half a pound of 2 meats and some sides. That's
As
a
long as I
plate.
get that shitty coleslaw, I'll be good.
That's a plate.
Because that stuff is amazing.
It could be worse. Someone could pick Franklin's, and you're waiting 12 hours, and it's
I won't go to Franklin's.
Oh,
There's better barbecue than Franklin's.
Terry Black's.
Terry Black's is better. Green Mesquite's better. L.A. Barbecue's better.
Green mesquite. I mean, green mesquite's adequate. Like if you want to go to a place that doesn't have a long line, it's relatively affordable. It's good. Like I mean,
Yeah.
they got Hush Puppies, which is like
Kreitz
Pretty
used to be
awesome.
really good. It's not as good as it used
Kreitz
to
is
be.
amazing.
You know who's really good is down the street, Mike McKeskis Barbecue in Taylor.
Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah,
That is really good.
is that still around?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still there.
You know what's really good? Don's. over off of 969.
Oh, yeah.
Don's is
Oh, Don's is the bomb diggity.
Now, what's the difference between Texas, Memphis, and what's the other barbecue flavor? Is Texas
Texas and ain't Texas.
There's
Texas.
Texas,
the way that
there's
it's
Texas, Kansas City, and Memphis.
So those other inferior barbecues rely on compensating with a oversweetened, abundant amount of sauce, whereas Texas barbecue relies solely on the brine and seasoning, which is really where the flavors get into the meat.
Basically,
I
what
thought
he's
Texas-
saying
I
is
thought
they
Texas
can't
was
cook
about the
for
sauce.
shit.
Well, what you
No.
do is you
No.
you use barbecue sauce for your sandwich or your sausage.
Yeah.
The
Your
brisket, the pulled pork, all that
shouldn't
stuff,
have any
or the
If it's
turkey.
cooked
If you want a
correctly,
pulled
you don't
turkey or a
need it.
shredded turkey sandwich,
It's like
you
a
put
steak.
And if you walk into a barbecue joint in Texas, and you look at the barbecue sauce, and it is absolutely apparent that they buy it in cans in bulk from Costco, walk out of that barbecue.
This
Which
some
is
bitch
the-
has to be
you know-
simmering with like bits of meat in it.
Which is the one that
Yeah,
uses
yeah, it's got to
mustard?
be.
That's the good
you
stuff.
got to make good.
That's the stuff
yeah.
made out of fat.
It's like North Carolina or whatever.
North Carolina does have good barbecue
Yeah, they
sauce,
do.
but
I mean, each state has good barbecue, but
I
Texas
like,
barbecue
I'm not
is-
really big. I'm not a big grill sauce boss when it comes to barbecue. I want it to be nice and not like too fatty, but I want it to be nicely
Moist.
incorporated,
Yeah.
moist,
and
I want it to
tasty.
be
You want that good rub in there, a good
exquisite
pepper.
mouthfeel. Yes.
Like a dry rub pork ribs.
Ah, yeah, dude. Or like a beef rib, like a big hearty meat.
That's what. Hey,
rib.
Liberty Barbecue in Round Rock. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
No,
It's
no,
right
no,
on the
no.
main
My
s-
favorite place, my go-to place is Ironworks, right off of
Ironworks is good too. Yeah,
yeah.
right down there off of Cesar Chavez.
It's in a
Uh,
red barn off of Waller Creek.
It's right next to the convention
and it's
center.
been there for like 60 years.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
used
it's
to
been there
have wo- it used to
forever.
have dirt floors.
Yeah. But Liberty Barbecue in Round Rock is on the main street there, where all the bars are.
Oh, okay.
It's tucked in between the bars, and it's not very big. And I went in there one time, and I got their pulled pork, which was amazing, and I got their brisket, and some, no, their pulled pork and their sausage, and they cook their sausage right. They cook it till the skin breaks, like you're supposed to, not just warm it up so you have to bite through the casing, and the casing's crispy. And the guy comes out, and I was saying, man, this is really good. He says, have you tried our ribs, our pork ribs? I'm like, no, it's going to be too much. He says, well, be right back. And he brought me out 2 ribs. He says, well, here, try this. Now, I have not been to heaven, but I'm pretty sure it's like that pork rib, because it was the best thing I've ever put in my mouth,
Okay.
ever.
How many hours did they
So-
smoke the meat?
I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the way heaven works. It's wherever the Detroit Lions aren't.
Where are they playing this week?
That doesn't matter. They're out of everything.
Yeah, they're garbo.
Yeah. I'm so glad I saved money on DirecTV this year and didn't get.
Yeah, dude. Hulu's pretty sick, man.
Well, Hulu, I can't get the game, though. It's only regional.
Oh,
I mean, could you imagine?
I mean, I wish there was.
had you paid for that
Oh
and
my
watched
God.
the Lions only win 3 games so far?
It's better than the Bengals.
Yeah, at
And
least
not
we're
only-
better than the Giants.
And not only just win 3 games, be in the lead in at least 6 or 7 other games and then blow it.
Yeah, y'all lost
That's
so
even
bad.
Oh, by the way, Baltimore is putting an unholy beatdown on the Rams right now, 45-6, with 5 minutes left to go in the 4th,
And Baltimore just got the ball back.
and they just punted the ball back. I think if you're down by 25 in the NFL, you can't punt anymore.
No.
Oh, what are you gonna try to get into the high
You
school?
just have to
crap?
go for it. No,
Yeah.
you just have to go for it. You have to. You're down by that much. You have to go for it. You can't punt it away.
Instead of punting, they should use an air gun to shoot the football. I
Like,
think that'd be
like
cool.
instead of T-shirts,
Yeah.
At other
launch it.
players.
straight.
You know, they should.
straight at their gut.
What they should do
Here,
with the rule
catch
change.
this.
What they should do with the rule change is that if you actually kick the ball off and it goes to the uprights, you should at least get 1 point.
And T-shirt gun.
T-shirt gun and a
Yeah.
T-shirt. Well, let's take another quick break. Chuck, you gonna stick around for the last half hour?
Yes, sir.
NFL playoff predictions coming up. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Paulina Manso. I am the writer, director, and executive producer of Aurora.
My name is Katusha Robert, and I will be acting in this film and also co-producing. We would love for you guys to join us in making Aurora, which showcases female filmmakers and Texas talent.
Our story begins with Aurora. She wakes up in a very unfamiliar and vast landscape. As she navigates through this surreal place, she encounters what seems like memories. First with her mother, whose approval she desperately seeks, and then with her lover Philippa. As she begins to remember, we get a peek into a not-so-distant future. Aurora's story is a stunning glimpse of unconventional love, pain, and the mysteriousness of science. Many of us struggle with the need for approval and love. We've all felt this. Your support means the world to us. Your generous contributions will go towards paying actors' salaries, travel and lodging, catering, and quality rentals so this project can look as good as it can be.
And if we don't reach at least 80% of our goal, we will not get greenlit. So we really, really need your help.
No donation is too small. So thank you so much for watching, and please follow our journey on Facebook and Instagram.
And check out the perks.
All right, make sure you guys go to that link and you know, we do independent films, and as a matter of fact, one of my goals next year is for this production company to have its two of its very first features, a scene from the Chaz Sunday group, which we'll be discussing with the crew here because we're going to produce that. Would you stop?
It's muted.
Yeah, but it's so loud.
Turn down his mic too.
Dang. Anyway, Sucky McVapor Suck over there.
Being a really bad producer right now. Really bad.
Really bad. Anyway,
You are damaging the image of our asset.
all these kids
Damn it.
watching you turn into a frickin' World War II smokescreen and hide tanks behind. So anyway, so we're going to do that. But I have just finished the script on a short film about rideshare called The Ride. And we're going to start looking for locations to shoot and get the equipment together. And we're going to produce that show. And those are two goals that we have next year. And all those will be premiered here on this show, plus any other content from any other producers, directors, actors, or anybody else that has short films that would like to have them premiered on this show and carried on Fort Kick-Ass Productions YouTube channel. So a lot of cool stuff happening. A lot of cool stuff. But let's talk about NFL playoffs. Our predictions, we're almost there. We got, 4 weeks left? 5 weeks left. 5 weeks left.
There's 6 games, I think.
6 games?
6 games left. So you got
6 games
weeks.
left. So 6 games left. What do we predict? Before the season, we had predictions, which I promptly lost. I don't have those anymore. But
I think we all said that San Francisco was going to be
it was going to be
absolutely
garbage. Yeah, nobody picked San Francisco to do anything this year. I do remember that.
Not even Crazy Joe.
Not even Crazy Joe.
Well,
And
he's
they
all about
are...
his-
Now wait a minute. Hang on. Did West Coast possibly
No.
pick San Francisco?
No, he didn't.
You sure?
Mhm.
He's
I'll have
crazy
to-
enough.
I mean,
I'll-
I could see West Coast doing that. but-
You know what? I'll go back and listen to that show that we did those productions, the predictions,
All right.
and recreate them. I lost the paper on the desk here, so. But all right, so who do we have leading the different NFL conferences? We've got the AFC East, of course, the New England Patriots at 10-1, Baltimore Ravens, who are putting a total unholy beat down on the Rams right now. They're 8-2 in front of the AFC North. AFC South is at 7-4. Houston Texans. Everybody else is below 500. The AFC West is the 7-4 Kansas City Chiefs, and everybody's below 500 under them. Oakland Raiders are 6-5,
Apparently, the Colts are also 6-5 in the AFC
and the
South.
Colts are 6-5. So I was wrong about that. So right now, let's see. Do they have? I don't know if they have the projections here.
For the wild cards.
Hey, the two wild cards right now are Buffalo and Pittsburgh, believe it or not.
How does Pittsburgh have the tiebreak over the Raiders?
I don't know, but they showed it this morning on Good Morning NFL, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" The Steelers, but they're the second wild card.
Yep. So right now, the first round buys in the AFC are going to be the New England Patriots and Baltimore. So they will not play each other before they get to the AFC Championship if they win, heading into the playoffs. Pittsburgh is the 6th seed. Will play Houston, who is the 3rd seed. The 5th seed, Buffalo Bills, will play the 4th seed, Kansas City Chiefs, if it ended here today. However, if Cleveland wins out, which they possibly could, they could bump either Buffalo or Kansas City in either Kansas City or Houston to get in to the wild card picture. Now over on the NFC, San Francisco and New Orleans have first round buys. If it ended today, Minnesota, 6th seed, will be playing Green Bay, 8-3, who got an unholy beat down by San Francisco today. And then Seattle at 9-2 will play the 4th seed, Dallas Cowboys, at 6-5, are the head of the worst division in football. Dallas is first place in the NFC East with a 6-5 record. Philadelphia is right behind them. No chance of them getting in the playoffs if they win out, which I don't see happening. They're 5-6. Giants are 2-9, and Washington's 2-9. The NFC least. So, looking at this right now, let's go down the line. We'll start with Chuck. Who do you have in the AFC Championship for the AFC and the NFC?
Well, I think it's going to be Baltimore, New England in the AFC, and New Orleans and, oh boy. Hang on a second. Let me check it real quick. Sorry, stand by. Here we go. New Orleans and I'm gonna go wild card. I'm gonna go Green Bay.
Really? Did you watch that game today?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
You mean yesterday? Yes, I did.
And
Yeah.
who do you have in the Super Bowl?
New Orleans and Baltimore.
Baltimore. I'm typing it in right now. And who do you have winning it all?
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, there you go. Insert. I'll go back. All right, Mad Mike.
What? Okay, so my picks are the Cambodian tortoises.
Cambodian.
Yes.
Is that one of the XFL teams?
And of course, my home, running team, the Sky Valley Salamis.
Sky Valley Salamis.
Yes.
Okay, that's in the AFC.
Yep.
How about in the NFC?
The original Doritos flavor.
What, going up against Cool Ranch?
No, they're going against
And-
Hold on.
Pepsi.
I gotta type this in. The original Doritos
Yes.
versus.
Oh, a bath of Rico's cheese. A bathtub filled with nacho cheese.
Jesus.
And who do you have in the Super Bowl?
I have to pick the soup.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not taking your bird team.
Oh, I mean, of course they're gonna win everything. Whoever not the Lions are.
Well, that's like 31 other teams.
Put it on the board. Not
Not the Lions.
So in the Super Bowl you'll have all other 31 teams
Well, minus the 40
versus the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh yeah, well the Seahawks will literally have to play themselves. So what's gonna happen?
Seahawks are just gonna play with themselves, basically.
It'll be an intramural scrimmage.
Yeah, no.
And then who will win, the blue or the green?
No, it's not even that. It's the good Seahawks and the evil Seahawks.
The what?
Like good Seahawks and the evil Seahawks.
Okay, who will win?
Oh, of course, the good Seahawks. Duh.
So good Seahawks will
Yeah,
win.
good always triumphs over evil.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Oh, Chuck.
Whatever the opposite of the good Seahawks are.
All right,
The bad
danger.
Seahawks.
So just to recap, Mad Mike.
Let's hear this again.
In
Go.
the AFC Championship game, it'll be the Cambodian Tortoises versus the Sky Valley Salamis. In the NFC Championship game, it'll be the original Doritos flavor versus a bath of Rico's cheese. In the Super Bowl, it will be all 31 teams other than the Detroit Lions versus the Seattle Seahawks, and the good Seahawks will win.
Sounds about right.
If the Seahawks win the Super Bowl,
It's happened before in the past.
oh
few
my
years.
God.
I could see that.
Danger.
happening. Let's see. I'm gonna stick for the AFC. I'm gonna ride the Chuck train there, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be New England against the Ravens. Ravens going on to the Super Bowl. NFC. I'm gonna say if it's possible, I'm gonna say New Orleans versus the Seahawks.
So you got New Orleans versus Seahawks.
New Orleans going to the Super Bowl and winning it all. Breeze retires, and then we'll probably go back to being the Aints.
We also need to figure out and do
The
picks
retirement
for the halftime show.
geriatric bowl.
So and then you have Baltimore versus New Orleans.
Yep, New Orleans wins with a field goal.
With a field goal.
Big nuts Lutz. That's the kicker. Big nuts Lutz.
Okay then.
All right.
You know, the most important part of the Super Bowl is going to be the halftime show.
Oh, absolutely.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Who is it?
It's Shakira and some other.
So
woman
my
of
idea
color.
is to replace it with a really good CCR cover band.
Yes.
Whenever they do all the CCR music, they do it in the fashion of Korn.
Or we could have Metallica and actually enjoy the Super Bowl.
Fortunate son.
Oh my God. Leland.
All right, just going through the AFC, I see the Bills defeating Kansas City and the Texans defeating Pittsburgh. So that means it would be Texans versus Baltimore, and Baltimore will win that one, as well as New England beating the Bills. I think Baltimore is going to win the AFC.
So you got Baltimore versus Buffalo in the AFC Championship.
No, I have Baltimore versus New England in the AFC Championship.
Okay.
New England will beat the Bills in round 2. And Baltimore will win it.
And who do you got for the NFC?
Oh, the Sea Chickens are going to destroy the Cowboys, and doesn't really matter about Green Bay and the Vikings. I'll say, let's see, Green Bay beats the Vikings, and so Seahawks will pull off an upset against San Francisco. Saints will beat Green Bay, so it will be Seahawks versus New Orleans. And I see Seattle beating the Saints.
You're dead to me.
I'm dead to a lot of people.
Seattle versus.
Seattle versus Baltimore, battle of the bird teams. Mad Mike's would probably enjoy that.
And who you got winning it all?
The grenade against your Chrysler.
I don't get it.
I don't either. It's too deep for me.
Okay.
So
I
That's
see.
so
what she
Baltimore.
Actually, I see Baltimore being Seattle, and we don't get to have a second coming of Pete Carroll's press conference where he allows someone to say 9/11's an inside job, which
All right.
actually happened.
All right. So now mine.
He's gonna have the Lions in there somehow.
No, the Lions aren't even.
Cheese.
Even if they win out, which they're not going to.
They already got 7 losses.
Just go with whatever the cheese teams are.
Cleveland's going to win out, and they're going to beat Pittsburgh.
So,
They
no.
will slide in to the playoffs and defeat the Texans.
No.
Buffalo
Wrong.
will get beat by Kansas City. Cleveland
Rocks.
will defeat the Baltimore Ravens. And New England and Cleveland will play
What
in the
are you
AFC
smoking?
Championship.
Yeah.
You're smoking something, and I want it.
You know the one thing that Cleveland has going for
The
it?
outgassing
is at
from
least
his
it's
cam
not
phaser.
Detroit. We're not Detroit.
All the little chicks with the crimson lips say Cleveland.
And the NFC. It's going to be San Francisco, New Orleans.
Yeah, man. Seahawks. And possibly the Cambodian Torch.
In the Super Bowl, it's going to be New England versus San Francisco.
That sounds so boring.
And Tom Brady will win his 7th Super Bowl ring and then hopefully retire and let the rest of the league go on in peace.
Randy says the AFC will be the Chiefs versus the Ravens.
All right, does Randy want to get in on this?
I don't know. I can't really. I'll ask,
Hey, Randy.
Let's ask him.
You want to get in on this?
'Cause I'll add him. I'll add him in here.
The hating on the Lions train? You should totally join that.
Shut up.
I'm seriously going to go and see if I could have like a Sky Valley Salamis t-shirt made, and I'm going to get you one. Like that's,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Get
what
me
you'll
one.
have to wear now, the Sky Valley Salamis.
Shoot, hey,
How much-
come up with something good and we'll put it in the shop. Because that's another thing we're going to do next year, folks. You will be able to buy T-shirts, coffee mugs, computer pads, stickers,
Salamis.
all show related.
People still use mouse
What do you say?
pads.
Wait, we can't sell
He
food.
hasn't replied yet.
Well, Randy, when you do reply, I've got your bracket up here. You need the AFC Championship teams, NFC Championship teams, the Super Bowl teams, and the winner. All right, Chuck. Any last words for the old man cave?
It's been fun. It's been real. Glad we're doing video. Congrats to everybody for making advancements. And I leave with this. Leland, where does Garrett Cole sign?
I think it goes with the Yankees. I think the Astros, now with the sign stealing scandal, they're making a big deal that the general manager and the manager, which means Ludlow and Hitch, are going to be banned from the league. Which, if you look at New England, they had a similar situation, and Belichick wasn't fired, and Brady wasn't fired. But I see Cole going with the Yankees because he wants a ring. And the fact that the Steinbrenners don't care about the luxury tax.
That makes sense.
That's it, Mikey. I'm good.
All right, my man.
Look forward.
And I see Verlander potentially joining him after his contract expires in a couple of years to get one more ring before he retires.
Hey, sometime this month, other than this week, we'll get the barbecue for you and Patty out of the way
Absolutely. Let's do it.
before Christmas.
know.
For me, out of the way, I haven't
I
won
have a
yet.
feeling that the Astros
you
are
won
going to turn into the...
you won last year.
No, Chuck won last year.
No, you won something. What did you win to get a
didn't-
barbecue plate?
I didn't win
What did I
anything.
owe barbecue plate for Patty?
Baseball.
Baseball. You
Chuck,
won the
what's
baseball.
baseball?
Now, Chuck,
Why are you arguing about a free
Chuck, do you see the
barbecue?
Astros turning into the Golden State Warriors?
I don't get it.
I didn't
Yes.
win.
I
Dan
do
won.
too. I think that
I
this
went
is
up
their-
against
that
Dan,
the-
and then remember I forgot
Do you
to
think the
make my
league is
pick.
going to?
Oh,
Do you think the league is going to strip the championship?
But you can buy me one anyway.
No.
Okay.
No. But they're going to impose heavy penalties moving forward.
Something
They're
happened
going to
to
lose their
Nolan Ryan.
international money. They're going to lose their amateur stuff. I mean, they're going to get creamed.
Something
I
happened
think
where
they keep the
something
championship.
happened when Nolan Ryan left the team, and I'm wondering how much that guy that got fired for.
The assistant GM.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much he's culpable of this too, because he's apparently a big statistician. But yeah, I see the Astros just basically getting the equivalent of the SMU death penalty. We're gonna have the last race again.
I have an idea for a sport. golf too.
The fact that Reed Ryan is not the president of operations anymore. In fact, Nolan Ryan left, and he has nothing good. He has nothing to say about the situation. He says if there's nothing good to say, I'm not going to say anything about it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why they're free go too.
Well, but the way it is, though, they'll turn it around in a couple of years, and they'll be back on top.
No, they got all these big
Sometimes it'd be
sanctions.
like
That doesn't matter. They'll turn it around in like 4 or 5 years and be right back on top. That's what with salary caps and all that other stuff, and it's just the way it
Well,
goes.
the whole thing is that what they're saying is that they built this entire team based on cheating, is what the league is. These allegations are stating.
Oh.
And so the team went from losing 113 games to winning 107 based on basically
This is the Rangers?
this is the Astros.
Oh, the Astros. Okay.
Basically
Astros.
stealing the playbooks of all the other players, of all the other teams.
Yeah, didn't they have like a camera on like home base or something like that?
Yep, and because of that, the league has already put a delay in all the stadiums. So when you watch, say, a live broadcast from the suites, it's an 8-second delay. So you can't just steal the signs and relay it down because the pitch has already happened.
Huh.
This is really bad. The fact that AJ Hitch and Ludlow
So basically, they got caught doing what every other team in Major League Baseball is doing. They just got caught.
So why does it have to be an hour delay? Why can't it be
8 second.
8 second?
8-second delay.
Okay.
And the reason for that
Oh, I
is,
got an hour wrong.
for obvious reasons, so that by the time they get the signs, the pitch has already happened.
So baseball is not slow enough.
I want to see more fist fighting in baseball.
I
next
would
year.
love to see more bench clearing brawls.
If it's gonna be 2020,
I tell you what,
unregistered machine guns.
I think it should be automatic.
Flappers and art decor and all that. I think that they should just like slug it
Oh,
out.
totally. Yeah. I tell you what,
Pitcher has a problem with the batter, slug that shit out.
last out of the ninth inning, if you're tied, clear the benches.
Clear the benches. Last man standing wins the game.
Hey, that would
Hockey
make
rules.
There you go, hockey rules.
And in new baseball too.
Here, I got the rest of Randy's picks
For
for you.
pitching, everything is going to be replaced with a giant pneumatic air gun.
Randy has for NFC. He
So it's gonna
has
be a home run
the.
I should have
49ers
seen this
versus
coming
the
when I cleaned my
Saints.
garage out after these clowns left and went out on their own, and all it was clearing out PVC pipe, butane.
Like, it'll be pretty cool. In baseball too, you're just going to hear. Yeah, and then like for a bat, it's no longer a bat; it's just a pipe.
It's like a lead pipe. Yeah, it's a metal pipe.
But if you're cool, you can catch, like, you get bonus points for catching the ball inside the pipe.
All right. What's Randy's picks here?
NFC, he has the 49ers versus the Saints. Super Bowl is going to be the 49ers versus
Hold
the.
on.
Can't you like write and stuff faster? Maybe if your keyboard worked in cursive, you'd be. able to
Who's the
write faster.
AFC?
AFC was Chiefs versus Ravens, with the Ravens winning, going to the Super Bowl. And then he has the Ravens winning the whole thing. You dingus.
And then you have the Ravens and New Orleans.
No, Ravens and 49ers. Rematch.
In fact, Chuck, I see the Yankees also
He's
signing.
hung up.
Yeah, Chuck gone.
We started talking about baseball versus
He-
ball.
He made like
Golf
hay,
too,
like hay
new
and
baseball.
bailed.
He's the one who asked me about Cole.
And he had Baltimore winning, right? Ravens?
He has Baltimore winning the Super Bowl.
Extreme bowling.
All right. Got it.
For every pin you knock down, you have to do a shot.
Nah. Extreme bowling's way better.
You shoot the
You
pins
shoot it out
down.
of a cannon.
Of course. But we're gonna also, for like extreme bowling though, it's gonna kind of work like cross country skiing. So you have to like ski up with like weird skis that are actually skates, and then you have to go and launch the air gun bowling.
Isn't
ball.
there an Olympic sport that's similar to that, where it's skiing and then shooting and then?
Yeah, except we're gonna make it into bowling.
There you go.
This is,
He bowled us over, folks.
yeah. It's gonna be called Ebola.
And it's gonna go viral.
Sucks to
Leland.
suck, anti-vaxxer kids.
Leland, any final thoughts in the old man cave?
It'll be mind melting fun.
Well, obviously, I didn't have as much history as you guys. 7 months versus 7 years, but
Smells
it's
like
been a
farts.
fun ride, and we're gonna, it's sad to see the ManCave go, but we're gonna have bigger and better things in 2020,
The manhole.
and the flag's staying too. because-
Yeah, the flag will be a prominent part of whatever set that we have. So, Perduker, any final thoughts before we sign off for the last time in 2019?
I'm gonna put my TV on the wall.
Yeah.
Build my
That's
table
it?
out of Legos.
That's it.
Drinking
It's
out of
been
cups.
a fun. It's been a fun run. Like what, 7 years back when it was out in left field.
Yeah, out in left field.
Mike Allen. Looking forward to all the new stuff that we're doing. Having you out there, so I don't have to look at you. I'm just kidding.
Extreme sports
It's been fun.
coverage.
I'm
Extreme
looking
sports
forward to the
venting.
remodel and everything that we're bringing in, getting all these cables dealt with. It'll be fun. Mad Mike.
Vat of cheese.
All right, Mad Mike. Now that you're on your rambling, incoherent,
I want cheese. Like,
just the vat of cheese.
yeah, like nacho
We should put a cheese fountain in the man
Yeah,
cave.
can we get a cheese fountain so I could just like dip shit in cheese?
We need to get Velveeta as our sponsor. On the air with Mike Allen. Brought to you by Velveeta.
Another
It's close
cup
enough
idea.
to cheese.
Dipshit and cheese.
Dip shit and cheese.
So nothing.
Sounds good.
You've been around probably the longest.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Way back.
How's
Yeah.
he been here longer than me?
because I started
Because
before
he
you did.
showed up every time.
I was still here first.
That's kind of easy. Yeah, it's kind of easy where he's just like. he
Well, no, I
sleeps.
mean just when he wasn't here.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of like history. Like I've been super hammered in here.
Oh, my
going
God.
on angry rants about silly things.
There was a
So-
time that what was the show that
You
I
passed
passed
out.
out, and the
Yeah.
show went on for like 2 hours of dead air.
That show was actually one of our best shows we did when we were all
It was.
hammered.
We had like 15 people packed in this
Yeah,
little
it
room.
was disgusting.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
We all ended up. That's when we had it on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the
Yep.
next though.
We had a bonfire going in the back.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was like
Yeah.
pirate radio, pretty much.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
But I think it'll be on bigger and better things, especially because I'm gonna have like a little fort that I could hang out in and just choose not to see people.
Made out of Legos.
No, not Legos. I'm a grown ass man. so
Yeah, we're not going to do an Oscar.
It's gonna be made out of blankets.
Made out of blankets and pillows.
Yeah, it's a pillow fort.
It's a pillow fort.
It'll be cool.
No girls allowed.
Yeah, of course. Gross. I think it'll be pretty cool though, and then that way, like I think one of the big things that's gonna definitely improve the quality of the show is we won't have like this bright ass reflection here blinding everybody. So
Ouch.
Looks like a dead patch in the lawn. It's like somebody spilled gasoline.
I think it'll be fun.
All right, Alex. Player to be named later.
I'm looking forward to sweating as much as we did this last year.
Well,
and
no,
next
it's going to be
year.
both just you and Danger in here.
I'm looking forward to that. Oh yeah, it's just us two.
Just
in
the
here?
two, and you're going to have an extra AC duct and a better fan. So,
So
it's
we're
not
gonna-
making all the
That's
noise.
So there's
fine.
one more AC
Nah, it
duct.
just makes
so
too
we're
much
gonna,
noise.
We're gonna have like
Oh,
a
yeah,
celebrity
I can
death
hear that.
match. And winner gets to sit under the AC duct. I'm screwed.
Well, that's fine. I mean, you probably shouldn't sit under the AC duct because you'll get too cold
Yeah, because you have no cover up
because you
there.
have no cover up there.
Unless you get a yarmulke
So, or a beanie.
or a beanie. Oh, no, not the beanie, dude.
Yes, I'm
Not
gonna wear
the-
the beanie.
Not the
all
Ed
the
Eddie beanie. Why
time.
did you...
Could be worse. You have a jester
hey guys,
cap.
don't tell Patrick, but I'm going to steal that piece of shit beanie and burn it.
No.
We ought to have a beanie burning.
All right. I have a history of stealing Patrick's clothes and burning them when I
You-
disagree with them.
Time
so-
for another Viking funeral.
Beanie burning. That's
So what? So as we
It just looks like a condom. Oh god, it It looks like a rolled up condom.
Well, I tell you, when I
with a
started
reservoir.
broadcasting in here, it was Tank Talk.
Who?
It was Tank Talk. Now, this whole after Out in Left Field with Mike Allen came Tank Talk on Armed Radio, and I was with Armed Radio for 4 years.
Oh, that's right.
And and then we left Armed Radio and went to another carrier, and then they didn't pay the bill one month, and I couldn't broadcast, so I just went in and bought. We were on Spreaker at the time, and just went ahead and started broadcasting on Spreaker and moved on. And this whole time, this room started out with 2 folding tables, a card table and one of those long tables you get from Walmart. Yeah. And the computer was a Hewlett-Packard gaming computer with 500 gigs of hard drive, 4 gigs of RAM, and I had it on a base, and that was my broadcasting computer when I used to broadcast sports. And now we've got all this, and of course we've outgrown it. It's gotten too small. It's definitely gotten too hot in here because we have 6 screens heating the place up, on top of the fact that there was only one little air conditioning duct. So Mad Mike and I are going to get on that. We're going to get the air conditioning duct, another one dropped in here. Actually 2 of them. We're going to drop one in the booth, and we're going to drop one out here for the producers that are in here. We're still going to have the capability to broadcast from here and record from here if we need to. But the main room will be our next step in the progress, and I think it's just going to be a better show. It's going to be a better show. We're going to have more room in here because we're going to get rid of most of the stuff that's the clutter. With the
Brought to you by Velveeta.
So I'm looking forward to it. But what I'm really looking forward to, and what I'm really what's really exciting, is this journey that I've taken getting into acting and comedy and producing videos and producing stuff. And as I stumble along and learn as I go, I can't tell you how much it means to me that my son has joined me in this journey in producing videos. And he
all right, chill out.
He did a great job.
Stop that.
He did a great job with our duck hunting video.
Yeah,
and
stop trying to get all mushy.
And that's going to get even better and better. But what's really cool about this whole thing is I can't wait to see where we're going to be next year at this time, heading into a break, to see all the things that we'll be able to accomplish and the content that we'll be able to give you, our listeners and our viewers. So I'm pretty excited about that. So for the last time in the ManCave in 2019, for the player to be named later, Danger Davis, Mad Mike, the Sky Marshal Leland Freeman, Chuck Licata of K-Max Sports, I'm Mike Allen. This is the old ManCave, and you've been on the air, and we'll see you next year.
Team, head back to base for debriefing and cocktail.